Hey guys, something came up on the CCA student coaching call that I wanted to bring up and share with all of you. One of the questions someone had actually sent in advance. We had a lot of students live with us on the call, but a lot of students will send in questions if they can't make it live to the call. Everything we do is recorded in the CCA. But the question was, how transferable are the copywriting skills? If I'm in the US, should I be concerned about working with UK clients and vice versa? And first, to be clear, the skills are very transferable. It's the foundational elements, the key elements of copywriting are the same no matter what country and no matter who you're writing for. But there are some elements going from US to UK English that are going to be different. Spelling is going to be different. There are turns of phrase that are different. Like we were talking about the fact that in the US we would say, I want to chat with you, and in the UK I might say, I want to chat to you. So there are like little things like that come up. And we talked about how your client will be able to help you do that, and certainly won't be a deal breaker by any means. But one thing that Jen, one of our coaches, brought up is the fact that there are people that you can ask. Our CCA students, we have CCA students from all over the world. And so in the CCA group, you have all kinds of resources. There are people from all over the world that you can post and ask a question to. And so what I wanted to talk to you about was the importance of building a network of copywriters that you can rely on and that you trust. And yes, sometimes to ask questions, all that kind of thing, chat with, but also just to be able to ask questions to be able to run things by. And like I said, the CCA student group, it's a big group, and there are all kinds of people that you can use as a resource and get feedback and give feedback and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time too, it can be good to build a group of 2 or 3 or 4 copywriters that you can really rely on, the kind of copywriters that if you can't do a project, you can refer it to one of them. Or if you're really banging your head against a wall with a certain issue or concept or something you just can't seem to wrap your mind around, you can go to these copywriter friends and ask them, and even just with my entrepreneur friends, I'm actually in a couple of different, they're called Masterminds, and you kind of all come together, talk about the stuff that you're working on, talk about some of the challenges. You kind of help raise each other up to be better. And that's something that copywriters should be doing, taking advantage of as well. So having a group of copywriters to run things by and to just be able to work with. And yeah, some days be like, my clients are making me crazy. And then also some days too, to be able to come in and be like, guys, I just had the best month I've ever had. I just made the most I've ever had. And to have a group of people who aren't going to, sometimes things get complicated with your regular friends when it comes to finances and that kind of thing, and maybe you can't talk about money with some of your friends. But like with my entrepreneur friends, for example, we all celebrate each other. And the same thing with if you have a group of copywriter friends, you have that opportunity to really celebrate each other because you know what goes into getting to that level. So I would just really encourage you guys you need a broader network too, of course. You need to know designers, and it's a good idea to even have some like web developers in your back pocket. But I would really recommend that you cultivate a network of copywriters that you trust and that you can rely on. And for our CCA students, that's a great start. In fact, for our CCA students, all you may ever need is the CCA group, our student-only group, since you can post in there and get feedback and get questions answered. And as you guys know, we work very hard to keep it I shouldn't say we barely have to do anything at all. It's a very supportive supportive, friendly group of people. Every once in a while, we'll have to take a look at something that's flagged, but that's like once a month maybe. We work very hard. You guys work very hard. We just kind of join in. But it's a very, very supportive group, and everyone understands that you're learning and you're growing, and that everyone faces the same challenges. You will face resistance at one point or another. You will feel unsure of yourself at one point or another. Some days you're going to feel super confident, and the next day you could be like, oh my gosh, I'm not sure I was meant to do this, because that's what we all feel at one point or another. So for CCA students, the CCA is a great place to start, and that actually may be all that you need. Or you may find that you really, really connect with 2 or 3 of your fellow students, and you decide that in addition to the CCA group, you guys want to have like a Zoom call once a month or something like that, just to check in. However you want to do it, whatever works for you. But I would just recommend to everybody, whether you're a CCA student or not, everybody cultivate a group of copywriters. Because we know the industry and we know what it's like, and we can celebrate the wins, we can commiserate when clients are being a little bit crazy, or we're feeling a little unsure of ourselves. But in any industry, it helps to have a group of people who get it. And I think the sooner that you can build a group, and it has to be maybe not sooner, because it does need to be a group of people that you trust, and people that whose opinions you value, and people whose work ethics you value, or who would be similar to you in that way. But when you build that group, it can be really beneficial to you as a professional, and really beneficial to you as a person. As we all grow, starting a new career is one of the most effective ways to grow yourself as a person, because you will go through the challenges, you will go through the highs, you will go through the lows, and you will end up a smarter, more self-sufficient, more empathetic, I think sometimes too, person in the long run, and also, more successful. But that's what I have to share with you. So I would strongly recommend that you put some thought into cultivating a group of peers. It's very beneficial. Put your own little mastermind together.